Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. That's the message that the Lord God has given unto me to give unto you. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. That's found in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. But I suggest you read Zechariah chapter 4, verse 4 through 6. And what is the spirit of the Lord? Prophecy. You can find that out. Find Revelation chapter 19, verse 10, because that's what's going on. We're going to the prophecy. And if you're going back to the prophecy, who you go back to? All the Enoch, because he saw it all. He saw all the things. He prophesied everything that was going to happen in the world from the beginning of time to the end of time, from generation to generation. Everything that was going to happen to Israel from the beginning of time to the end of time, from generation to generation. So that's what's going on. So then he tell you, I'm going to send Elijah to you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers, the hearts back to the children. He shall come and strike the earth with a curse. So who are the fathers? Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and Joseph, and Benjamin. Also who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Also Noah, Shem, Enoch, Noah, and Shem. So then you can go all that. Father Adam, Father Zeth, Father Jared, Father Michael, So, I mean, all those our fathers, they left us everything. And Father Enoch wrote everything down that he saw that was going to happen unto us. Yeah. The video before this one is Shallow. Yeah, the Shallow prophecy fulfilled. Yeah, so that's what that prophecy has been fulfilled. And this is what it's about, man. Everything's about prophecy being fulfilled. Everything's about it. Oh, man. Of course, you know, I have two dreams for you. Now, I don't want to tell all the dreams, because one dream is very important that I had. And I was trying to wait till tomorrow before I tell that dream. So, well, here's a dream that I seen. Here's a dream. See if I can this is a dream that I had. I was walking up the stairs with a friend of mine, 3-story. They had an apartment. The apartment that he had was, I won't say apartment, but what they had, the room that he had was the hotel room, whatever. It was on the 3rd floor, and so we go up the 3rd floor. But I passed up the apartment where he was staying at. So I pass it up, and he tells me to stop. And then he takes out his keys and trying to open up the door, but he can't. So I'm looking out the window. Next thing I see him walking past the door as I'm walking out the window. And I'm looking at these people having church in a prayer meeting. I see my auntie aunt, whatever you want to call it, going to the pulpit. And she going to the pulpit, and another man looks like he preaching or praying for her. Next scene, I see these kids look like a small person coming down what looks like a hole in the ceiling. I see his feet first. One foot has a tennis shoe on, the other foot has a shoe on, a regular, shoe on. So as he come down, so one is knocking, someone is knocking at the door. He won't answer. It looks like a bunch of kids hiding under this cabinet. Next thing, they look like a bunch of kids hiding under the cabinet. And someone keep knocking on the door, and they are afraid. The young girl says she should go and see who's knocking. The small person saying no. The young girl said, well, that is what you get when you send a child to kill a man. That we say. That is a man child. Someone answered the door. And it's a man. It's a man, but not who they think it is. And then I woke up to the name. So let me explain to. So I had this friend I had before Katrina came. I had a dream that we was in a rowboat, and boy, we was way out there with a Ponchatoula somewhere out there. We know where the marsh at. Well, it's the lake, really, in the end of the lake. And then him and I, myself and him, was in a rowboat. And so I didn't know what was going on. So the next scene, Him and myself, we was looking over all this water, all this water. We was on the bridge on the I-10, and we was looking at all this water on the I-10 on the I-10 headed east, and we was looking at all that water. Just me upstairs, and I didn't understand the dream. The next thing you know, Katrina happened. Did not say, "Oh, that was that dream." So this dream here, um, we go up on the third floor. So on the third floor, now everything, the building, the inside, the interior of the building is green and beige. You know, that dark green and beige. I can't say it's OD, but close enough to be OD. Or I want to say pale green. It wasn't a pale green. It was green. I guess in between the pale and in between not too pale and not too OD green. So it was in between there, and it had the cream color trim. It was green trim. So I go up the stairs first. So as I come up the stairs, I pass up where he's supposed to go, and I'm about to enter another doorway, another entrance. He said, "Stop! See, this is here." So I look at him, and I had seen a man, pass first and went in his apartment. Then he comes and says, "Stop, it's here." So he goes, turn to the left and try to open up the door with a key, and the door won't open. I don't know why it won't. It just won't open. So while he's trying that, I'm looking out the window. So when I look out the window, downstairs, all I see is an opening. I don't see nothing but maybe two people down there. Don't really remember too well. I remember him trying to open the door. So when he couldn't try to open up that door, he couldn't open. So he went across by the main door, see if the key would work on that door. Then the next scene, I'm walking in the hallway downstairs, different place. Walking the hallway downstairs. So you know how these doors have that window, the window open. Forgot the name of the door, but they have a pane in the window that you can look through and see what's going on in the door. So I was walking the hallway, so I looked through the door, so I said, see A&T, and the place crowded with people, and she standing on the pulpit. First she was sitting down, then she gets on the pulpit, she has on a blue dress. And as she gets on the pulpit, a preacher come over there and touch her. I guess he praying for her, preaching, I don't know what, but they're on the pulpit, him and her. I guess he praying for her, whatever. So I look at that, so next scene, I'm upstairs, and I see this small person. It's a small person, look like I want to say it's a small person. And as I look at the small person coming down, one of his feet had a tennis shoe on, sneaker, and other foot had a shoe on, like a dress shoe, like on. And he just coming down out the ceiling, like so. As he come out that hole and everything, I'm looking at him. So next scene is. So as I'm looking at him coming out the hole, I hear somebody knocking on the door. They keep knocking, they keep knocking, they keep knocking. And I'm just watching him as he come down, somebody knocking on the door. So the next scene, as somebody knocking on the door, so the next scene, like him and a group of people. Him and a group of people. I don't know who they are really. I really don't know him, but they all look like children. They all look like kids, and they bunched up in this cabinet. Like the cabinet, like the counter on top, and they have the cabinet on the bottom. So all of them bunched in that cabinet, and somebody knocking at the door. Now they're afraid to got about 3 or 4 of them under there, and they're afraid to go open up the door. But the girl that's with the young girl that's with, she tells the little small person that's in front of her, so let me go to open up the door and see who's at the door. And then he said no, because he's scared. And the young girl said, well, that knocking at the door, he said no. The young girl said, well, that's what you get when you send a child to kill a man, just like that. I said, that's what you get. And the man somebody's still knocking at the door. So after she said that, she said, that's what you get when you send a child to kill a man. And she said, that is a man's job, just like that. And so someone answered the door, so a grown-up answered the door. And when the grown-up answered the door, it's a man, but it's not the person who they think it is. It's another man. And then I wake up from that dream. So That was that dream. Now the other dream, I'm just gonna see it. The other dream for make sure I got all them down there. Yeah, because I had one dream. That's a very important dream. Yeah, but I'm gonna see that one. Yeah, I'm gonna see that one tomorrow because it's important. That dream there is so important. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Oh, okay. All right. So let me get another dream out. You got two dreams. Well, I'm gonna tell you a dream. I'm gonna tell you a dream anyway. While I'm going through them, I'm gonna find another dream to tell you. So don't worry about it. You get a dream. All right. So let's get with it. So we're going to this book, Enoch. Now, I didn't get to it in the last video, but we're going to it now. It's the book Enoch. This one here is by Richard Lawrence. And man, this at first I didn't, like I told you, I didn't read this book about 3 or 4 times. Never could understand none of it. None of it. I read it, but never could understand none of it. But now, ooh, so I got back, keeping all God's commandments back in His holy covenant. Man, when I read this, man, I understand it. Do I understand it? I sure do. And then, yeah, I understand what it said, what it mentioned. So, okay. So now we go into chapter 17. I want to make this mention. See in this book, chapter 17. Chapter 17. And I beheld a receptacles of light and thunder at the extremities of the place where it was the deepest. There was a bow of fire, an arrow in the quiver, a sword of fire, and every species of light. So that was for the Enoch road. The reason why I'm talking about the bow of fire, because remember when you go to the book of Hash, they talk about when they was building the Tower of Babel, Nimrod and all them evil folks, and they would shoot an arrow up in the air, and the arrow come back down with blood on. They say, "Oh, we hit something." That's why I read that. But those fire arrows and all that, man, they ready. They are ready. So let's go. Let's we have a guy out there called Flat Earth. Yeah, Flat Earth, I forgot his name, but he's highly intelligent. Him and some other people. I look at, I read I listen to his video, and then I read the comments. And man, them people are highly intelligent. Now they're watchmen. And they're young. They're watchmen. I know this world got them to a certain extent, but they're young. But they're gonna be all right. Yeah, once they keep all God's commandments in the back and the Bible forever coming, they're gonna be all right. Because they trying to figure out about this flat earth thing. And if they go to the book of Enoch by Lawrence, it's telling them, shows them about that flat earth thing. Because there's something to it. I don't think there's nothing to it, but there's something to it. I mean, I know what it's to it, but I'm not letting them find out on their own. Yeah, because they are really appreciative if they find out on their own instead of me telling them. All right. I then surveyed the receptacles of all the winds, perceiving that they contributed to adore the whole creation. Contributed. That's what it says. To adorn the whole creation and preserve the foundation of the earth. I surveyed the stone which support the corners of the earth. I also beheld the 4 winds which bear up the earth in the firmament of heaven. And I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky, arise in the midst of the heaven and the earth, and consulting, okay, well, they say consulting the pillar of heaven. I saw the winds which turn the sky, which caused the orb of the sun and all the stars to set, and over the earth I saw the winds which support the clouds. I saw the path of angels. I perceived the extremity of the earth and the firmament of heaven above it. Then I passed towards the south, where burnt both day and night, where burnt both by day and night 6 mountains form a glorious stone, 3 towards the east, 3 towards the west. Those which was towards the east were of, say, say, ver, variegated stones. One which was a I say, Margaret, say, M-A-R-G, well, Margaret. You have to forgive me, tongue tied and mind not there, but it's gonna get there. Because you can't say granite because it's not granite. Say Margaret or Margaret. And another autonomy. Those toward the south were a red stone. The middle one reaches to the heaven like the throne of God, the throne composed of alabaster. That's how I told you about the alabaster. The woman in the alabaster box, that's why she did it, because Lord God throne is going to be made out of alabaster. The top, which is of sapphire, saw to a blazing fire hanging over the mountains. I saw the sapphire, God's throne. And I saw a place on the other side of the extended territory where waters was collected. Likewise, behold, terrestrial fountain, deep in the fiery columns of heaven. I'm getting to why I'm reading this. Just be patient. And the columns of heaven beheld fires, who descended without numbers, but neither on high nor in the deep. Oh, the fountain also I perceived a place which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing, but the spot was desolate. This chapter 18 of the book of Enoch by Richard Lawrence. And there I beheld 7 stars like blazing mountain, like spirits entreating me. Then the angel said, this place until the consummation of heaven and earth will be the prison of the stars in the hosts of heaven. See, till the consummation of the earth. And that's what you're in, the consummation. But I'm going to tell you about those 7 mountains. And the stars which roll over fire are those transgress the commandment of God before their time arrived. And for they came not in their proper season. Therefore was he offended with them and bound them until the period of the consummation of their crimes in his secret year. So the reason why I went search for that, because they talk about this planet Nabu or whatever they call that planet they say they're coming. And a planet is no more than a star. And I say if it's coming, it's written in the book of Enoch. See, that's why I say if it's coming, it's written in the book of Enoch. And that's what it said, the consummation. So yeah, it said the stars will roll over fire, or how which transgressed the commandment of God before their time arrived, and they came not in a proper season. See, therefore will he offend with them and bound them until the period of the consummation of their crimes in the secret year. So that year, those stars gonna come out, and one of those stars might be that planet. All I can do is give it to you like you give it to me. And I think that's one of those stars is that planet. That's why, matter of fact, I know that it is, but you know how we do. So I know that it is. So, yeah, well, it says, then Uriel said, here's the angel who cohabited with a woman and appointed their leaders. So here it says, here the angels, plural, who cohabitated with women and appointed their leaders. So that's stars. Those stars are planets. Well, some of them are rocks, some are planets, but I think one of them is that planet. Yeah. Oh, I know what's going to happen. I see what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you. All right. And being numerous in appearance made men profane and caused them to err, so that they sacrifice to devils as to gods. For the great day there shall be a judgment, with which they shall be judged until they are consumed, and their wives also shall be judged and led astray to the angels of heaven, that they might salute them. Salute them, what they did. Well, let's go. Let's go to this book. Because everything Enoch saw everything before it even happened. So this book here tells you what the Testament of Solomon tell you about the demons. What are the demons? Fallen angels. See, that's what he said. So we going. Um, let me read this to you. This page 22. Page 22. You can, I mean, how I know about this book? I mean, the law of God gave you the book, but all you gotta do is go on YouTube and listen to the Testament of Solomon. That's all you gotta do, and then you'll hear it. And if you can't get it, like I couldn't get it, I was listening to it and have something. So I told you I bought the book to study it. So when I study it, I'm gonna see a whole lot in there. Why? Because I'll tell you again, because I told you about I seen the two-leaf gates and the two big pearls. Then I came back and Lord God had opened up the two-leaf gates to me. So all these is a part of the two-leaf gates. And so when I read and I study, so they open up to me, I understand what they're saying. I understand what they mean. All right, well, all right, so listen. So it said to him, bring me the child who is, thou said, in the Red Sea. But he said to me, I will not bring to thee, but there shall come to me another demon called Epaphras. Him will I bind, and will bring him up from the depth unto me. And I said unto him, how comes thy son to be in the depth of the sea? And what is his name? He answered and asked me not, for thou canst not learn from me. However, he will come to thee by my command, and I will tell thee openly. I said to him, tell me about the angel, and thou art frustrated. He answered, by the holy and precious name of the Almighty God, called by the Hebrews by a roll of numbers, which sum is 644. And among the Greeks is Emmanuel. And if one of the Romans adjured me by the great name of the power of Eleth, Eleeth, I disappeared at once. I, Solomon, was astounded when I heard it, and I ordered, and he said up to T-band marbles, and we began to saw the marbles, and the other demons cried out with a loud voice, bound because of their king Beelzebub. And then I, Solomon, went, if thou wilt gain the respect, discourse to me about things in heaven. And Beelzebub told him about the things here. Well, I'm reading that to you for a reason. That's Beelzebub. And when the demons saw him, the people say about Beelzebub. So let's go to this page here. I read that to you before. Page 20. Just be patient with me. That's all I'm asking. Just be patient with me. I'm gonna give it to you. God didn't give me all this at once. He gradually gave it to me. I had to grow up. And that's why they did that to us. You know, it's a reason to pray for everything under the sun. So what these people did, they called us as children. And they pound this in us as we was children. All these lies and things, they pound to us in us as children. So when we grow up, this has been pounding us. And we take these false narrative and these lies to be as truth. And when they're lies, like, oh, that's on the television, all that there, I'm about to open all that womb up to you and put a knife to it right now. Cut it open. You're going to see. Let's go. So listen to them. So we're going to page 20, verse 21. And I once bid a demon to be led unto me, and instantly there approached me a demon, Asmodeus, bound, and I asked him, who art thou? But he shot me a glance of anger and rage and said, and who art thou? And I said to him, thus punished as thou art, answer thou me. But he with rage said to me, but how shall I answer thee? For thou art a son of man, where I was born, an angel's seed by a daughter of man. See that? All right, let me read it today. It said, but how shall I answer thee? For thou art the son of man, where I was born an angel's seed, an angel's seed. See it? The angel's seed. Angel seed. That's what's going on now. They want to mix. They want to take the angel seed, once again, mix with the woman's seed, or they want to take the angel we just say egg, which still is a seed, and mixed with the main sperm, which still is a seed. Come on, man. But by a daughter of man, so that no one of our heavenly kind addressed the earthly bond can be overweening. See? And that's what's going on now. They need your blood, man. They need your blood so they can do that mix. I'm gonna read it to you in the book of Enoch, and they want to do all. It has already been done. So it's really they have it already. They just need more because they got all them demons and things. Man, they have a whole lot of demons. Oh yeah. I mean, you don't see them, but they're there. All right. Um, so that no word of the heavenly kind addressed the earthly bond can be overweening. Wherefore also my star is bright in heaven, and men calls it some the wings, W-A-I-N, and some the dragon's child. Now, they have this man on Flat Earth. Yeah, Flat Earth, I just been talking about. And man, he know all them stars. Ooh, man, dude, he knows some stars. He know that astrology and them stars. He know it. And I listen to him. I listen to him, which I know it too also. And I listen to him. I mean, I don't know as he knows it, but I know something about it too. And I listen to him. And so this will help him out. Yeah, but that's why I said, but y'all want to say all that just like this young girl, Yahim, and that young guy, Ahim, and he into gematria and all that. But all they have to do is take the time and read these books as the Lord go ahead and give it. It's not going to take time. You can read the books and run across something, then you know. Then you can go back later and study. That's what I did. And that's how the Lord God, this the more I studied, the more he gave to me. All right, and he gave this unto me to give unto you. So you can do that and know, because I'm on my well. Let's go to another story. Wherefore the star is bright in heaven, and men call it some the wind, some dragon's child. I keep near unto this star. So ask me not many things, for thy kingdom also after little time is to be disrupted, and the glory and thy glory is but for a season. And short will be the tyranny over us. See? And short will be thy tyranny over us. And then we shall again have free range over mankind, so as that they shall revere us as if we were gods, not knowing men that they are the names of the angels set over us. So that we see, we'll start once again revealing him as God. That's what it said. See in the book of Enoch tell you, and then when because in the book of Enoch tell you how these fallen angels came. So when he tell you how these fallen angels came, then they did the same thing. They sent one. So we say Superman. That was the first one, right? I mean, the first one that I know about watching on TV, not knowing that he's a fallen angel, or just going by others, brothers and everybody watching. Oh, that's Superman. Look what he's doing, not knowing that he's a fallen angel. So they bought Superman, the first fallen angel. That was Superman represents, the first fallen angel, because he descended from heaven. He was descended. He wasn't kicked out of heaven. He descended from heaven. And so from the heavens. So after Superman came, then who you got? Got all the rest. Spider-Man, Thor, the Fantastic Four, because they was fallen angels also. They had got the fallen angels. Because the fallen angel seed mixed with the Fantastic Four seed and what they became. Come on, man, that's what this is about. And people don't understand that Satan doing that. You got to put in your eyes because he have to say that he's God. All right, but anyway, and then next thing you know, you got all these different fallen angels mixing with man. Come on, man, that's what this is about. I just finished reading that to you about how they mix the seeds. All right, hey man, that's all I can see. Yeah, because I have made videos out there called The Fallen Angels. I have about 9 videos where I went through this whole book. And I told you where they're going to be, where the demons like to be worshipped. They do. Yeah, they like to be worshipped. So the demons like to be worshipped like man. Yeah, that's their downfall. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm trying to find it right quick. I mean, I didn't go with it because I know it, and the problem is with this here is that I go over these things. I know these things, and once I read, I don't. Sometimes I mark it down, and sometimes that I don't. I don't mark it down. And I know what the demons can do and what the demons can't do, but you can't. You can't tell this to the Christians. Yeah, because Christians they believe in the devil and stuff like that, but they're part of the devil's system. Yeah, they really are. They bound in the devil's system, but you can't tell them that. They don't believe that. They don't. They don't believe none of that. No, no, no. They believe the devil exists, but they don't believe that they worship and serve the devil. They don't. Okay. Well, all I can do. All I can do is tell you as he told me, as the Lord God has given it to me. All right, then you got the 33 demon, 36 demon. I'll look for it for some other time. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you that for that way it says that man was going to worship fallen angels like they was God. I just finished reading that saying, being numerous in appearance made me profane and caused them to err, so that they sacrifice to devils as gods. And that's what's going on now. Man, you have all them different things, man. Yeah, well, that's what's going on. For the great day there shall be a judgment, which they shall be judged until they are consumed, and their wives also should be judged. And they laid astray the angels of heaven that they might salute them. And that's what they did. And all I can do is give it to them. You go to this book here, the Testimony of 12 Patriarchs. And so when you go to that book, Testimony of 12 Patriarchs, our Father Reuben told us what they did. Yeah, our Father Reuben. Man, come on, bro. Our Father Reuben told us how these women did in about the seven spirits that's all over man. Yeah, and how the women, those women wanted that our women wanted to make what the fallen angels. They did. All right, so we're going to our Father Reuben. Our Father Reuben said the warning against sin. And we're going to, this is page 29. Now, so I'm going to start at page 29 at the 5th verse. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attraction that they may draw him to themselves, and whom they cannot bewitch. See that? Whom they cannot bewitch by outward attraction, him they overcome by craft. So that's when they work the sorceress and everything like that. And when you read the book tell you that those women, that them demons taught those women sorcerers and everything. Oh yeah. For moreover concerning them, the angel of the Lord told me and taught me. See, the angel of the Lord told me and taught me. That's the same thing he's doing to me. He told me, the angel of the Lord told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men. In their hearts they plot against men. Now, see, and so, the spirit of fornication become more. Now, not talking about a sexual thing. No, it's not just talking about that. It's talking about also them worshiping them idols. So we know when you worship idols, when you buy those idols and these things you put in your house, that's a part of fornication too, idol worship. Come on, man. I mean, if you listen to me, you know that I told you where it's at and where you can find it at. And that's the problem now, because when I say these things, then I have to go prove them to you over and over again. But the Lord God just let me know time is running out. Time is running out. So you go listen to those videos while you can. Do what you can because time is running out. Yeah, God is angry. The Lord God is very angry. Not just angry, he's very angry because why? Israel refused to repent. They refused to get back in the bond of forever covenant, keep all his commandments. What they want to do is can't wait till they get back in these church houses and wear all that foolishness. Fine raiment, silver, gold, hair plaited and all of that. But ain't going back to that. You're going to see. It's not going back. It's going to get worse. All right? You're going to see. For moreover concerning them, the angel of the Lord told me and taught me that a woman are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and in their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill a poison, and then through the accomplished act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a heartless bearing she beguiles him. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind. Not their head and faces, and that's what they're doing. Yeah, they got all these weaves and put on all that makeup, and they ask and say, why are you doing that? Oh, I'm doing that for myself. But that's a lie. That's a lie. I've been known that was a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. You're not doing that. You're doing that to attract a man. All right. Okay, well, let's see. Flee thyself, fornication, my children. Command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces, deceive the mind. Because everyone who uses these wiles have been reserved to the eternal punishment. Man, y'all better, I told you, man. Tell you over and over again. That's written also in the book of Isaiah, man. Jeremiah, though you paint your face, man, get rid of all that stuff, man. You're Israel, and you supposed to be getting ready for who? Receive your Lord and Savior, your King, Jesus. That's what you're supposed to be doing. All right, well, you just go ahead on. You know better than me. All right, who I am? I'm this old white-haired man sitting down in sackcloth with a stick behind him, written on there, for Joseph and Ephraim and the children of Israel. That's all it is. Two sticks being put together to make one. That's all. Okay. And he said, because every woman who uses these wiles have been reserved for the eternal punishment. For they allured the watchers who were before the flood. See that? For they allured the watchers who was before the flood. And that's what I'm reading to you. How these watchers stand and these women that came down and took them. Man, all I can do, that's all in 3 books. That's in this book, the Testament of Solomon. That's in this book, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. And that's in the other books. Enoch. Come on, man. It's probably in the Holy Bible, too. Matter of fact, I know it's in the Holy Bible, but I digress on that one. So, I mean, all I can do is give it to you as he's giving it to me. For they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they was with their husband. See that? Yeah, that's them watchers did. Yeah, the shapeshifters. And when you go in the book of Adam and Eve, you see that the watchers, they were shapeshifting all the time. You see, Beelzebub in the Testament of Solomon, he tell you, see, that they'll come to him and he make an apparition and they go ahead on and get him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, our women. Yeah. They lusted after them and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men and appeared to them when they were with their husband. And the woman lusted in her minds after their forms, giving birth to giants, for the watcher appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Beware therefore of fornication. If you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman, and command a woman likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meeting, even through the ungodly deed, may be not wrought, or to them that irremediable, 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 I said, irremediable disease, and to us a destruction, for the Belial an eternal approach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor godliness, and all jealousy dwell in the lust thereof. So that's our false rule. And say, man, Lord God, I mean, I went over through that, all them books. All I can do is tell you, when he asked me, say, well, did you? And I say, well, I guess I did. I tried to warn him and tell him, show him where to find it at. And just went over and over with him. But I say, well, that's good. So now let's get to it. And so now he said, I beheld 7 stars like the blazing mountain and like spirits entreating me. So this woman carrying Gideon, I was supposed to say it in the first video. So this woman carrying Gideon, I got 5 minutes. So the woman carrying Gideon, so she was talking about she's seen these 7 stars, I think she said. So I seen the 7 stars. And so what the 7 stars are, which are the 7 mountains. So these 7 stars gonna hit the earth. And when the 7 stars hit the earth, they're gonna throw the water on top of dry land. So I seen the stars. See, one hit United States, one hit it's in the waters. I seen them. I seen them hit it. All of them hit different bodies of water. You got 7 oceans, right? Or 7 seas. And each one of them hit a different one. Right? So I saw the one that go in the Gulf, one in the Atlantic. Saw Warrenwood, that's going in the Pacific Ocean, then the ones that went over London. So it's 7 of them. So that's what they're for. And they tell you that they're for the day of the consummation. All I can do is tell you. All I can do is tell you. So, and then you know what time you're in, because you got all these things called superheroes, which are no more than fallen demons that you're worshiping as God. That's all. You don't know the name of these demons. You just going by what you see and what somebody else saying. And when the Lord God in the book of Enoch tell you the name of all of them, and they could be telling you the same name, but that name could be their French name, or that name could be their Greek name, or that name could be a name that they used at the beginning. You wouldn't know. Or during the time when somebody else used a different name, like when they was in Egypt, or when they was in Babylon. The demons use different names. Or right now over there in Jerusalem, in that piece of dirt called Israel, they're using different demon names. The same demon, but the demon has a different name, but it's the same demon. So all I can do is give it to you at that, because I know they're doing it. Yeah, I know they're doing it. God tell you in the book of Enoch that they're doing it, right? And I, Enoch, alone saw the likeness of the end of all days. See that? And I, Enoch, chapter 19. And I, Enoch, I alone saw the likeness of the end of all things, nor did any human being see it as I saw it. Now I see it, but I don't see it as he saw it, but I see it. But I know what this means. And like he told you, I'm gonna turn. Enoch told you the beginning from the end. So we at the end. So if you at the end, so where you go? How you gonna find out? I told you the ending at the beginning. So if you had the ending, so where you should search for the ending at the beginning. And who to begin with? Father Enoch. Because Father Enoch was a scribe. He wrote everything down in his dreams that he saw, just like me. I have dreams all over this place that I wrote down. And then I told you in a dream about my first love. You know, and I gather all those dreams together. I've gathered all those dreams together. So now all these dreams that I've been mentioning about to come to pass. And they had a spot in there where she told me, no, those are my dreams, you know. So, but what? Both of them came together. Both of them, the other people prophecy and my prophecies came together. My dreams and her dreams came together. Okay, well, all I can do is give it to that. So then I'm telling you all the dreams now. Tell you all the dreams I had, because they're about to, they are coming to pass. They are coming to pass. Yes. These are the names of angels who watch. And then it's going to Uriel, Raphael, Raguel, Michael, Seraphael, and then Remiel, Zothael, Soriel, Salathanel. And so all those are different angels. Yeah, the angels that I know, I mean, Truth. All right. So I told you about the angel that told me to read my Bible, get rid of the holiness. So let me tell you when I how I felt, because I had fallen. Yeah, I had fallen. Boy, did I fall. So I had started going back to the church house. Then I became associated minister of a big old church, prominent church. I was about to become one of those mega church people. This was way back in the '70s when they first was starting off all that stuff. And and so I had started, and I became associate minister, and I was preaching and everything. So I was laying in the bed right in this house in the room that blood. I was laying down in the bed, then all of a sudden, in a vision, my eyes wide open, I see a vision. And in the vision, this truck, I seen this once before with my son. It happened to my son also, but he don't know that what's going on with it. But Lord done already showed. So I see this truck. It's a meat truck, and it's moving fast. And all of a sudden, they hit a bump in that meat, a big old juicy steak, a filet mignon. I could see that, but it might have been a New York steak because it was a big old steak. And so this is a vision. I mean, my eyes open, it's a vision. And so when that truck, the meat fell out of that truck, and the truck kept going. That's what it did, and it kept going. Yeah. And then the next vision, open eyes vision again, right there, with my eyes open, just like I'm looking at you, and I see the vision going on. And I had a truck in my driveway, and my truck was in my driveway. Then all of a sudden, I see this angel. Angel had on a white garment, and that brightness take over their skin, because they, special angel. But if you see it, and then I see that walking between my gate, just walking out there. I seen that angel walking out the gate. The next thing you know, I found myself in living back in this world. Yeah, with seven more demons with them. Now I'm talking about like people think, but yeah, and all them things start coming on me, one after another, because I went back in that church house. Sure did. And then I was head up there teaching God's children wrong. Yeah, because I was with that on the first day of the week, the Sunday, calling the Sunday the Sabbath. I was with that foolishness. Sure was. Waiting on some God to come and fly me away. hmm I was right there with that foolishness. Yeah, it's foolishness. When you learn come in the bind of forever truth, you see everything the Lord God told you that was going to happen. And go back in that church house, 7 demons more wicked than the four. First called over because I went back in that church house. I started doing drugs. Yeah, started off, what do you call that, marijuana. Started back smoking marijuana. Marijuana is a gateway drug. That leads into other drugs. Don't let nobody fool you. That leads into other drugs. So I started back doing that. What I did was I was a kid. And so I started back doing that. The next thing you know, I was committing adultery because I wasn't married. Yeah, committing fornication. I wasn't married. Then started gambling. But yeah, started back gambling. I started back gambling. But how it started out with I guess scratch off, pick three, but it wasn't 70s. It wasn't that. It was some other type of gambling. Yeah, and become plunderous. Yeah, then start wearing. So went to school, got educated. So when I got educated, now I start wearing fine raiments and professional and thinking I'm this and thinking I'm that, but just a puff up, just a puff up lie full of pride. Yeah, doing everything under the sun. Well, yeah, you don't have to. Well, they're stealing. You can steal, but you don't have to be on a big, large scale stealing. You're still stealing. Care what it is, you're still stealing. Yeah, it could be in different form, different format, but you're still stealing. That get over mentality, that's stealing. Yeah. Not telling the truth about this, walking down that for the get that's stealing. Oh, man, come on, bro. But they don't see that as stealing. I'm gonna tell you something else before I leave. And so, yeah, going out to nightclubs, what I had stopped doing, going back out to nightclub. Uh, Dating on different women. Yeah. Oh yeah. So all those things come, and then what you do? You do all those things. Well, ooh, yeah, we talk, we going out to dinner, going to movie. Then what we doing? We commit fornication. Each we commit either we eating before we go out. I mean, either we eating before we have sex, or we having sex. Then either we doing the either doing Jezebel, she'll have sex first, then she'll go eat. That's how they commit abomination. And then Balaam, yeah, well, Balak told Balaam, Balak. So what we do? We commit the abomination, then we have sex. Go read it. It's in the Holy Bible. Go read it. Those things haven't changed. And all that you're doing, you're serving what? Those demons. Them demons hadn't taken over the church house. Because why? Those pastors and preachers. Because what they want? Money. Man, come on, man. And that's a seducing spirit. Yeah, that's a seducing spirit. And they just go right on ahead. And now in this book here, oh, dang, I had it here. So in this book here, in the book of Enoch, I can tell you that everything was going on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All those superheroes transforming that, watch all that, not knowing that they represent fallen angels and fallen demons that we're serving and worshiping like they are gods. Just like he said. All right, let me see. All right, okay. Listen to what it says. Because you go to the book of Revelation, and Lord God said they have 7 angels, 7 spirits of the 7 churches, which are the 7 angels. Remember that? And what are 7 angels? Okay, let's read this here. Then I made a circuit to a place which nothing was completed. And there I beheld neither the tremendous workmanship of exalted heaven. Say, and there I beheld neither the tremendous workmanship of an exalted heaven, nor of an established earth, but a desolate spot prepared and terrific. So this is our Father Enoch telling us. There too I beheld 7 stars of heaven bound in it together, like great mountains, and like blazing fire. I exclaimed, for what species of crime have they been bound? And why have they been removed to this place? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me and who conducted me, answered, Enoch, wherefore do you ask? Wherefore do you reason with yourself and anxiously inquire? Say, these are those of the stars which have transgressed the commandment of the Most High God, and are here bound until the infinite number of days of their crimes be committed. So those fallen angels coming back, those fallen stars going to hit the earth, those fallen angels coming back. That's what it said, fallen stars are coming back to hit the earth. Okay, you ain't got to believe them, but they're going to do it. From there, after we pass on to another terrific place. All right. It said, where I beheld the operation of great fire blazing and glittering, in the midst of which there was a division, columns of fire struggling together to the end of the abyss, and deep was their descent, but neither its measurement nor magnitude was I able to discover, neither could I perceive its origin. Then I exclaimed, how terrible is this place, and how difficult to explore. Uriel, one of the holy angels, was with me, answered and said, Enoch, why are you alarmed and amazed at this terrific place, at the sight of this place of suffering? This he said, is the prison of the angels, and here they are kept forever. So that's our Father Enoch. I got more to tell you. Really, I just supposed to just get the choice meat and give it to you. But sometimes that's difficult because I've been there. Man. I've been there, and now they want to send my children, my grandchildren. They want to put our seed, our offspring, and descendants forever back in this thing. No, it's over with. Oh yeah, it's over. Didn't take no. This only took one. This Lord God tell you, see, only take one. Get one, just one. And this like most gracious Father tell you, say, who, who is that, who is that servant should stand before me? Yeah. So it's a righteous seed that's gonna stand before the Lord God, before most gracious Father. Yeah, and Lord God. So I got more to tell you, man. I got more to tell you. Like I tell you the dreams and the visions that I had. Another vision that I have. Open, see when I say vision, I open eye, my eyes are open, and I can see everything taking place, just like you're watching a movie. And so I was on the streetcar, going on St. Charles Avenue, coming home. And all of a sudden, and the streetcar is crowded, man. It's full of people. And I'm sitting down, I got people standing up, and all of a sudden a vision come through. And when this vision had come through, I saw this mantle. Yeah, like the mantelpiece that they have over the fireplace and the fire beyond, but I saw that. And on top of that mantle, they had, oh man, they had a I want to say it wasn't a picture. They had, oh man, I can't see a picture, but it's made of silver. But they had horses and everything on it, just like a regular picture, but it was silver, and everything on there was up there was silver. And it was a large picture. It was no mirror. It just was a large picture, like, oh man, I, I, I want to say about. It had to be 3 feet by 5 or 6, and it was a whole, and it was a piece of art. You can say it was a piece of art, and it was made of silver, and it was a whole picture of horses and things like that. And I could remember it was made of silver, but I can't remember all the details of it. But it had horses in it, I know that, and it was silver and all that. And then, yeah, and then the vision disappeared. But then after that vision, I started drawing closer and closer to back, trying to get back to my first love, like when I first started serving the Lord God. And then all after that, everything started happening. It started happening fast and quick. Just like right now, everything started happening fast and quick. Because the reason why I'm telling all these dreams and visions, oh, another thing, why it's on my mind. I told you about when I looked out the window and I saw something different in my window. And then I went outside and had the heavens had opened up to surround certain. I told you I got the crown of life. They had, I told you it was a circle, but I didn't tell you that it was made of the rainbow. The rainbow had a little small circle like a crown. It was made of a rainbow, and that's when I got the crown of life. And you know, I ate off the tree of life. That was rainbow also. So when you see these things like that in the rainbow, that mean life. A rainbow mean what? Life. Yeah. Just like well, all I can do is give it to you as the Lord God has given unto me. So I told you about the crown of life. Told you when I got a silver and gold crown. Oh, scepter. I'm gonna read that one too. I'm gonna look for that one when I got my scepter. Yeah, when I got one of my scepters anyway, my scepter, and I got a whip. Yeah, I'll tell you how I got my whip. Um, I can tell you how I got my whip right now. I told you I went to Ephesus, and then like I told you I had before I went to Ephesus and to shake this man's hand, until I held on his hand too long to shake it, and he got irate and he wanted to get me back. And man, all I told him as he was lying, howling and loud, because I know these are Christians. That's how Christians are. They're not going to turn the other cheek. They're not going to humble themselves like the Lord God tell them they are Christians. And so, and after he did that, all I said, before I did that, I'm getting ahead of myself. So before I did that, I had a dream. And not really a dream, a vision, and a night vision. So they had this man, they had 50 of them. They had 50 horsemen, and all of them had whips, and they was on top of that mountain. And then the 50 came down off that mountain. Yeah, with their whips on it, just like that, coming down that mountain on the horses. Then after that 50 went, then another 50 came back. And they came back with the whips and ran down that mountain with their whips. But I had asked the Lord God to strengthen me according to his word, according to his word. I already had asked him to strengthen me. And so they had these 50 on the. So when I go to Ephesus, I have to go to Ephesus because that's where the Lord God sent me to chastise these people, to give these people the prophecy of what's coming next. And so when I get there, like I said, I held on to him, shaking like, man, me and your friends, it's nothing personal. And then he get loud and clamorous and say his thing and make sure all the churches hear it and everything, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me because I'm gonna be humble and obedient to God no matter what. Oh man, got to hate myself again. Good dog. But anyway, I guess I'll have to tell you the dream. So before I went to church again, let me tell you, because it's coming back to me. I had a dream, and in the dream they had this eagle, and this eagle had a small yellow chick in his mouth. And I went there, man, and I took that. I mean, I had to fight with that eagle to get that chick out their mouth to save that chick. And I fought with that eagle. And finally, I took it out. And then he was standing on one side, the eagle standing on one side, like he been in the battle, and I standing on the other side, like I've been in the battle. And then the next dream, I had about the 50 horsemen with the whips coming down off the mount. And another 50 horsemen with the whip coming down off the mount. So next day I go in the Sabbath day I go in the church out of Ephesus. And like I said, I shake the man's hand too long, just to let him know that we're friends and everything. So he get loud and clamorous and all that. I said, all right, that's fine. So he thought I was gonna get loud and clamorous back to him. But all I told him, see, before honor there is humility. That's all I told him. I told him just like that. I said, before honor there is humility. And I just left it like that. And so when I get home, boy, you ever been whipped in the spirit world? All day long, one after another. I mean, they whipped me. Boy, I got whipped in that spirit world. It was my first time getting whipped in the spirit world. I've been whipped before in the spirit world, and I know how it feels. But it hadn't been such a long time since I got whipped in the spirit world. Because you don't do things that often. Because Jesus said, I'm going to whip you with many stripes, and believe me. I mean now. That don't mean when you get there, I mean you're going to get whipped with many stripes now. And you can feel it when you're in that spirit world, boy. You can feel them they're just whipping you all day long. Sometimes you get a little bit. I mean, if you do it and you don't know no better. But I did it and I knew better. And boy, did they whip me. Ooh. I mean, when they started, it looked like it was going to never stop. All day long, just one after another, coming down and hit me. Wow. And another one come down and hit me. Wow. And another one come down and hit me. Wow. And did like that all day long in the spirit world. I call it whipping. Whipping with those whips. And then after that happened, then the Lord God had me do something else, and I guess I went back to that church or whatever. And then after that, I went back to church, and the next thing you know, in a dream I have a whip in my hand, and that's how I got my whip. Yeah, I told you I got all the weapons of war. Told you he gave it to me, man. Been weaponized. I just don't say it now, but now that it's almost over with, and let them know who you are, and let them know what power that I have given unto you, that they can get it also, and how they have to do to get that power. So this is not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, state the Lord of hosts, and I'm Elijah. Until next time.